Ja, hallo zusammen und seid gegrüßt zu einer weiteren Folge von Let's Play The Legend of Heroes Trades of Codes DL2. Wir sind immer noch in ROER, wo es uns beim letzten Mal gelungen ist, wieder für Normalität zu sorgen. Chairman Irina ist wieder in ihrer ursprünglichen Tätigkeit unterwegs. Die Leute sind super erleichtert, dass jetzt alles wieder seinen Weg geht. Der Onkel von Angelica, der wurde, glaube ich, verhaftet, wenn ich das richtig in Erinnerung habe. Und wird sich jetzt an anderer Stelle verantworten müssen für das, was passiert ist. Und ja, wir haben jetzt wieder einen Haufen Bonding Points, die wir vergeben können oder umsetzen können, in Gespräche umwandeln können, wie auch immer. Habe beim letzten Mal schon angefangen, das an der einen oder anderen Stelle auch zu tun. Und Markias ist jetzt der Nächste, dem unsere Aufmerksamkeit gilt. Hallo, mein Lieber. I'll be taking a look around the ROER Institute of Technology soon. It's practically the premier technical university in the country, so I think any time I spend there will be to my benefit. I would imagine so. We did go inside during our field study, but that was just for Professor Schmidt's request, so we didn't explore much. Still, it's very you to make a break for the nearest school when we finally get a little time to rest. Well, if there's something I can only see while we're here, why wouldn't I? Maybe you should do the same. No better way to lift your spirits than to get your mind off of what's getting them down. I'll keep that in mind, thanks. Maybe he's right. Checking out the Institute probably would cheer me up. Da sind wir am Ende der letzten Folge eigentlich schon gewesen, aber mit Markias zusammen ist das wahrscheinlich nochmal was anderes. Yeah, I think you're on to something here. Would it be okay if I tagged along? Of course, I was kind of hoping you would. Shall we? Was genau machen wir dann dort? Wow. What was that? Sorry about that, guys. Ah, die zwei, ey, die waren so lustig in der letzten Folge. Die haben sich ja mehr gefreut als alle anderen zusammen, dass jetzt alles wieder back to normal ist, in Anführungsstrichen. Hey, I recognize you too. You guys came here for a field study one time with your other classmates, right? Hit that nail on the head, bud. Mind explaining what those two tiny cars are? Actually, I think I remember seeing them during our field study too. Ja, da haben auch draußen Leute mit diesen ferngesteuerten Autos irgendwas gemacht. Waren das auch die beiden? Ich weiß nicht mehr. These babies, they're a new kind of toy that we're developing. We're calling them Orbital Remote-Controlled Cars. They're basically little cars that run on orbital power that you can drive around with these radio frequency control devices. With things settling down here in ROER, we are off to test our new and improved ones all around town. Ich habe die bisher nur hier vertestet gesehen, weil hier halt am meisten Platz ist, ne? That's some impressive technology. You've replicated the look of the Reinford Company's Lux line of vehicles very well too. Oh, do you recognize them, Markias? With the number of cars on the roads of Heimdall, you start to recognize different models after a while, so I eventually decided to start doing some research into what each one had to offer. The Lux series was one of the ones that I found myself particularly fond of, so its name stuck in my mind. No, there's a man with taste. If you can appreciate the beauty of these little babies, you're gonna go far in life. Das ist ja eine interessante Theorie. Actually, you're just the kind of guy who we'd like to give this thing a little test run. What? Are you serious? As serious as we've ever been. We want as many people playing with these things as possible, right? Oh, actually, it would be great if you could grab another friend too. 3 people racing against each other wouldn't just be awesome, but would also provide us with some valuable data. Und wer ist dann die dritte Person? Well, in that case, we'd be happy to play with your cars for you. And I already know who our third will be, though I'd hardly call him a friend. Wait, you're not thinking of... Ich hätte jetzt Milliam irgendwie als okay. Ins Spiel gebracht, weil ich glaube, dass sie da am meisten Spaß aber warum Useless? Yep, he was. Of all the things you could summon me out of the blue for a toy car race, still, it's not as though I have anything better to do. I accept your challenge. Smile while you still can. I expect you to give this your all too, Reen. Okay, if you insist. Wahrscheinlich hat er Uses ausgewählt, weil da seine Gewinnmotivation irgendwie am größten ist oder so. Well, now that you know the controls, the course will take you from here around the front of the RF building and to the top of the steps over near F. Nicht the RF building. You're going to have to chase after your cars though, since the orbital waves have a limited range. Well, then, shall we get started? Ist das jetzt ein Minispiel? Take your positions. Ready, set, go! Yes. Muss ich jetzt irgendwas machen? The cars left the starting line and the race of the century began. The three of them chased furiously after their cars, struggling to adjust to the unfamiliar controls. And as they finally neared the finish line, users and markers hit their competitive peak, each one desperate to claim victory. Get the hell out of my way! Kneel before me, fool. Guys, calm down a bit or you're gonna... Oh, ich wette, die machen jetzt die Autos kaputt, weil die gegeneinander ditchen, oder? Ja. What? Impossible. Upsi. Wie teuer wird das jetzt? Oh, jetzt hat Reen gewonnen. Ne? Reen hatte das rote Auto. We have our winner. In first place, Reen Schwarzer. Seriously? Obwohl er wahrscheinlich am vorsichtigsten gefahren ist. It was a neck-and-neck race, but once they crashed their cars, users and markers didn't stand a chance. Looks like you got a bit carried away at the wheel there, fellas. That was careless of me. This is completely ridiculous. But we got some fantastic data thanks to you three. We'll have to get this back to the lab and start brainstorming improvements right away. Great work, you guys. Thanks. Gern geschehen. The race complete, users went back to whatever he was doing and the researchers skipped off gleefully to the institute. Nette Abwechslung, würde ich sagen. You didn't expect that would end up being such a big thing. I'm a little frustrated that I didn't manage to come in first, but if the whole thing cheered you up, I'd say it was well worth doing. Yeah, thanks, Markias, that means a lot. Hey, no need to make a big deal out of it. On a more pragmatic note, I can see something like toy cars becoming very successful during wartime. Just another reason for us to fight for peace, I suppose. Yeah, that's a fight I'm sure we'll win. Besides, if these things ever make it to market, we can have another race. Haha, sounds good to me. Next time I'm taking users down. Die werden sich nie ändern. Aber ich finde, die benehmen sich ja schon. Spricht ja nichts dagegen, sich mit dem einen oder anderen immer mal wieder challengen zu wollen. Ich meine, Laura macht das ja auch. Sie sucht ja auch immer die Challenge, auch wenn sie sich nicht so auf eine Person eingeschossen hat, so gesehen. Those remote-controlled cars are fascinating little toys, aren't they? If they hit the market, I'll be the first in line, even if I have to sleep out in front of the store to do it. Das will ich sehen. But on that day, I'll challenge you to another race and I'll win. If you can. Those remote-controlled cars, aren't they? If they hit the market... Okay. Hier wiederholt er sich. Warte mal, wo bin ich denn jetzt? Achso, hey, da oben haben wir gerade das Rennen durchgeführt. Warte mal. Ich war einfach nur, um wieder meinen alten Flow zurückzukriegen. So, hier stand ich. Alles klar. Dann sind wir außer in der Kirche, hier oben jetzt würde ich sagen, überall gewesen und haben mit allen gesprochen beim letzten Mal. Wie ich die fast übersehen oder ausgelassen hätte. Übersehen kannst du die ja eigentlich streng genommen nicht. Auf jeden Fall gibt es hier keine Bonding Points, die wir investieren können. Die sind dann alle unten, die restlichen. I've been told that Sister Quelle was transferred elsewhere. I'm so sad she had to leave us. I hope I can see her again someday. I was really hoping Sister Quelle would stay here a lot longer. There's so much more I wanted to teach her. Still, we both serve the same goddess, so perhaps we'll meet again. I truly hope we do. Wo ist die nochmal? Wo ist die nochmal hingegangen? Weiß ich nicht mehr. Ich glaube aber, die Quelle war beim letzten Mal schon Gegenstand unseres Gesprächs. Hier brauche ich eigentlich nicht nochmal in die Regale zu gucken, oder? Weil wenn hier was gewesen wäre, mal abgesehen davon, dass es in der Kirche kaum Regale gibt, Dann hätte ich es beim letzten Mal vermutlich schon gesehen. Hi, Klavi. Now that the Marquis has changed his position on the war, peace has finally returned to the city. It seems this was what most of the soldiers wanted all along, deep down. Conflicts are incredibly tragic for everyone involved, even more so when they're between family members. In a sense, though, we Erebonians are all a part of one great family. I can only hope the bitterness that has divided this country ends soon. We cannot do much, but we must do what we're able. Das ist eine gute Perspektive auf das ganze Thema. Ich hoffe, viele nehmen sich ein Beispiel daran. Welcome to Ruhr Cathedral. I've heard one of the terrorists was called to the goddess side during the battle at the Schwarzdrake barrier. Though he may have strayed from the right path, each lost light still makes the world a dimmer place. I pray that he might find peace in his final rest. Thank you. Ich wollte gerade sagen, Ring wird das bestimmt gut finden. Oh, wandering soul, find thy solace at the goddess side. Okay, sehr gut. Also, Vulkan. Ich bin sehr gespannt, wenn wir das nächste Mal auf Scarlet treffen. Wer war nochmal die dritte Person? Die waren noch 3 im Bunde. Er hatte doch noch uns gebeten, irgendwie was mit in Richtung Scarlet auch noch zu übermitteln. Ich habe jetzt die dritte Person vergessen, wie die damit umgehen werden. Ob die uns die Schuld dafür in die Schuhe schieben werden und vielleicht so ein bisschen auf Revenge aus sein werden. Oder ob die Zusammenhänge halt so erkennen, dass uns vielleicht nichts anderes übrig blieb und das mit Fassung eventuell tragen. Keine Ahnung. Wird interessant. Hello. Na, Ulu? Hier haben wir dich auch beim ersten Mal im ersten Teil gesehen. Das ist irgendwie so deine Bank in meinem Kopf. Who would have expected Her Highness Princess Elfin would grace our humble province with her presence? I'd heard that she was under the Alliance's control in Heimdall, but do old rumors matter at this point? What matters is that she's out of the capital and free now. She's the hope of every single Erebonian. She looked almost divine as she stood atop the Courageous and delivered her statement. Princess Elfin is now Erebonia's greatest hope. Ja, die ist so ein bisschen die Galionsfigur für ein ganzes Land, wenn man so will, ne? Aber ich glaube, so langsam ist sie sich auch ihrer Verantwortung bewusst. Im ersten Teil bin ich mir da noch nicht so sicher gewesen. Aren't you one of the Doors students? Thank you so much for all you've done. You've given the city its pride back. With all of the factories they modified to produce weapons, we've still got some restoring to do. But that's for us to worry about, and we'll be happy to. Thank you again for bringing the city back to life. Gern geschehen. Thanks to you, we can finally make the city a place to be proud of again. I can't thank you enough. Mir fällt gerade ein, ich habe noch eine Trial Chest da hinten auf dem Mountainweg zu Sachsenmain. Da gibt's auch noch was zu erledigen. Aber ich wette, ich kann jetzt hier die Stadt nicht verlassen. Warte mal, ich brauche jetzt irgendwie eine sinnvolle Reihenfolge, wie ich hier mit allen rede. Es sind nämlich so viele Ausrufezeichen, die das verkomplizieren.
Guess what? Linda's sister is here to see her. I'm so glad to know she's alright. Linda's been ever so worried about her. They're catching up with each other inside right now. I decided to give the two of them some privacy.
Das ist sehr lieb von dir.
Guess what? Linda's sister is here to see her.
So glad. Privacy, okay. So, Emma, du kommst als letztes ran mitunter. I haven't seen you since, your last field study here. Good to see you again. Seems to me like you've all grown a lot since then. Doris clearly taught you well, but you can leave the cleanup here to us. We'll do what we can to ensure that order is maintained. Alles klar. Schöne Grüße an Claire, wenn ihr sie das nächste Mal seht. We'll be sure not to rile up the provincial army too. You've got our word on that one. Getting along with them is in all of our best interests. Hoffen wir mal, dass das beidseitig gilt. Guten Tag, Dominique.
You've all done a remarkable job. Thanks to you, we were finally able to make our return to Ruhr. We'll be leaving a number of our officers at the station. Hopefully that will help to stabilize things in this province, though there's no telling what the future may hold. Naturally, we intend to make sure that civilians can use any available train. One of our jobs is to minimize the disruption the war inevitably brings to people's lives.
naturally. Heißt das, wir können jetzt hier wieder die Train Station nutzen, aber die Ziele werden vermutlich noch limitiert sein, weil wir ja in anderen Ländern noch nicht unbedingt die Ruhe haben. Beziehungsweise in anderen Länderbereichen, weil Erebonia ist doch das Land und nicht der Kontinent, oder? Ich komme da immer durcheinander. Ich kann die jetzt irgendwie grob zuordnen, aber die Größenordnung, da bin ich noch nicht so ganz sicher mit. I almost fell over when I heard that Marky Rogner decided to proclaim neutrality. Now that he has, though, I know he'll stand by it. He is a man of his word, if nothing else. Better yet, if he does, the provincial army will fall in line too. Hey, looks like we can finally rest easy. Ja, Marky Rogner's a man of his word, so if he says he's neutral, he's neutral. Nothing more for us to worry about. Hey, Ruhr can finally start pulling itself together again. Da sind alle auch schon fleißig dabei. Und ich versuche mich mal ihrem Optimismus anzuschließen, aber ich habe da immer noch, ich weiß nicht, man kennt halt die Spiele, ne? Man weiß, dass am Ende immer irgendwie alles anders kommt. I'm on my way back to the mansion. Try as I might to bring Lady Annabelle home, she's not having any of it. I'm still shocked by how much she's changed since I last saw her. She was never so selfish before. I don't know how I'm going to avoid telling her father about all of this. Ich habe das schon mal gesagt, ne? Aber er ist echt nicht zu beneiden um seinen Job, glaube ich. I told her that her fiancé... Oder Fiancé sagt man, glaube ich, zu Verlobten, ne? A young Mr. William Lakelord III had gone missing, but she didn't seem to care. She simply looked me in the eyes and said, a real angler wouldn't die so easily, he'll be fine. She isn't the young lady I remember, that's for certain. Die lässt sich halt nicht gerne vorschreiben, wie sie zu leben hat und wen sie zu lieben hat und so. Also ein bisschen verstehe ich sie auch. Okay, warte mal, mit den beiden hatte ich noch nicht, aber dann bin ich hier, glaube ich, auf dem Platz ansonsten durch. It feels good to have production getting back in gear again. We owe it all to Lady Angelica too. It feels good to have production getting... Okay, dass es euch gut geht, überrascht mich jetzt nicht. It will be a while before we are back to producing anything. They basically used our factory as a giant storage cupboard. Before we can do anything, we need to clean and inspect every last piece of equipment. Whining aside, we're still 100 times better off than we were a few days ago. Ich wollte gerade sagen, gut, dass du das auch noch erkannt hast. Ja, okay. Er wiederholt sich, das heißt, jetzt brauche ich eine Reihenfolge für die Leute hier auf dem Platz. Also, wir haben Elliot, wir haben Eustace, wir haben Emma und wir haben Milliam. Ich würde sagen, ich starte einfach mal hier und mache dann im Uhrzeigersinn meine Runde. I can't stop thinking about our field study here from earlier in the year. Sure, it was tough, but it was fun. And V was still alive. Yeah, even if we did think he died back at the mine. I'm guessing news of V's actual death has probably reached Crow by now. I wonder how he's taking it. Sorry, it was probably super insensitive of me to bring him up. War Crow nicht sogar die zweite Person neben Scarlett, die er da erwähnt hat? Ich muss da nochmal in die Folge reingucken. Just try and cheer up, okay? Elliot's definitely worried about me. Maybe we should hang out for a while. Ja. Wo machen wir das? Hier auf der Bank? I just got a great idea for something we can do together. Na, lass mal hören. Come with me, Reen. What's going on now? You'll find out soon enough. Let's go. Jetzt bin ich ja gespannt. Er ist ja plötzlich voller Tatendrang. Elliot dragged Reen into the Rhineford building. And after he borrowed a few things, Elliot dragged him right back out again. Er macht ein bisschen Musik. Das ist doch eine gute Idee. This sort of looks like the same kind of organ guitar I used back at the festival. Die spielen jetzt zusammen wieder einen kleinen Gig wie seinerzeit in Emir, oder was? That's because it is. Both that and the keyboard were made by the Rhineford company. They're display models, but they said we could use them since playing them right out here would make for good advertising. Should be all tuned up now. I've already got permission too, so shall we get started? In so einer Welt will ich gerne leben, wo du so schnell Genehmigungen dafür bekommst, auf öffentlichen Plätzen irgendwas umsetzen zu dürfen. Sehr gut. Hier funktioniert alles noch. Get started? Wait, you don't mean...
I sure do. Let's play some music.
Ey, das hab ich direkt erkannt, Reen. Jetzt stell die nicht doof.
Just you and me putting on a concert in the middle of the street.
Aber ganz mittig steht ihr nicht. Wahrscheinlich müssen sie ein bisschen abseits stehen, weil es dort die Steckdosen gibt oder so. Despite the sudden start, the two played with gusto. Their focus entirely on both the instruments and the performance. A surprising number of ROER's residents had stopped to listen and clap for them too. All in all, it was a success. Mit nichts anderem haben wir gerechnet. Wir sind ja inzwischen ein eingespieltes Team im wahrsten Sinne. Phew, that was something.
Impressive work, Reen. We were out of sync in a few spots and we missed a note or two here and there. But it was fun, wasn't it? It was for me at least.
War ja auch keine professionelle Aufführung, finde ich, nur sehr spontan und zum Spaß für alle. Yeah, it was fun. Just goes to show that music doesn't stop at giving strength to the listeners. The performers get some too, I guess. I was every bit as happy there as I was when we performed at the festival.
I'm a little...
kann ich nicht aussprechen, das Wort.
But I'd say playing yourself is even more fun than listening, to be honest. That's probably one of the reasons I just can't seem to give music up.
Thanks for inviting me to join you, Elliot. This definitely helped cheer me up.
You're very welcome. We'll have to do this again sometime if we can, with some time to practice, hopefully. Not just us either, the whole class, just like back at the festival.
That sounds great. I hope we get another chance to do something like that. Reen wurde ja nicht mal gefragt. Der wurde quasi von Elliot gezwungen. Aber der hätte eh nicht Nein gesagt. Reen kann nicht Nein sagen. The street concert complete, Reen and Elliot went back to Reinford HQ to return their instruments with smiles of elation on their faces. Sehr schön. Und wieder Bonding Points. Was ist denn das Maximum für die Link-Level hier in Teil 2? Das könnt ihr mir gerne sagen. Das ist für mich jetzt auch kein Spoiler. Weil 10 erscheint mir ein bisschen zu hoch, ehrlich gesagt.
Man, that was so much fun. Performing outdoors like that felt great. We've got to do some big outdoor concert with the others someday and maybe actually practice for that one.
Man, that was so much fun. Performing outdoors felt great. Okay. Alles klar, Elliot, freut mich. Du hast uns eine Freude bereitet, wir dir und ja, allen anderen scheinbar auch. Win-Win-Situation für alle, würde ich sagen. So, mein lieber Yusis, was liegt dir auf dem Herzen? I'll be heading out shopping soon. Shopping-Tour hatten wir auch noch nicht hier an unserem Off-Day. From our perspective, causing one of the 4 great houses to withdraw from the war is a momentous achievement. But from my brothers, it's likely all within the realm of expectation. I doubt we've caused him a moment's hesitation. The only thing it's done is reclassify us as more of a threat, so we need to be more careful than ever as we fly around. Yikes, yeah, didn't even think about that. Still, I would not advise becoming so cautious that we are unable to get anything done. But that's a thought for another time. Right now, you should focus on taking some time to unwind. I think I will, thanks, Yusis. Resting up wouldn't be so bad, but maybe I should join him in his shopping. Yes. Could I join you? Honestly, shopping for supplies sounds like it could relieve stress just as well as a nap. Do what you will. My first stop is RF Arms. Das klingt nicht so, als würde er sich freuen, uns dabei zu haben. Aber vielleicht ist das einfach nur seine Art. Are you really going to use all these whetstones on your sword? And how much reinforcing tape does that hilt need? Better to be too well prepared than found wanting in a pinch, particularly with the future as uncertain as it is. I would expect my father is already aware of what happened here in NOCH. Knowing him, he's probably already preparing to retaliate. Maybe you're right, especially with him working on a soldat like these for his own personal use. Which is why we prepare ourselves as best we can for whatever lies ahead. Speaking of, I still have a number of other things to buy, including a book that the war managed to delay. Come, we're going to the general store.
Okay, sure, we're starting to pick up a lot though. Think we're going to be able to carry all of this back to the ship? We aren't doing anything, you are. Oh, das ist aber nicht nett. What? Hurry and take these to the counter, we don't have all day. Warum ist der denn gerade so unfreundlich zu uns? Hallo? Sind wir seine Sharon oder was? I think my arms are starting to go dead. How'd you end up getting me to carry all of this for you? Du hättest auch Nein sagen können, Reen, selber schuld. I mean, I guess I could have said no, but still, guck mal, als würde er mir zuhören. Come, now. You wouldn't make me waste my strength on such a heavy load, would you? Besides, given all of the time you spent assisting the student council, I'd imagine you're used to menial tasks like this. Jetzt fühle ich mich schon wieder an die Szene erinnert, wo er Toa mal beim Tragen und ich glaube davor auch beim Shoppen geholfen hat im ersten Teil. Just pretend I'm... Guck mal, ey, die kommen ja auf alles zu sprechen, was mir in den Sinn kommt. Das ist so geil. Just pretend I'm Toa. I doubt you ever give her any guff, no? Du bist aber nicht Toa. Du bist ein großer, starker Mann und sie eine kleine, zierliche Frau. There's a mental image I wasn't prepared for. Better that than leaving your mind free to focus on burdens you need not shoulder. Come along now. Was ist denn mit Justus los, ey? Der kommandiert den hier rum, als wäre der so, keine Ahnung, der Kot unter seinem Schuh. Wait, is he trying to keep me busy so I don't have time to think about what happened yesterday? Das ist aber eine sehr weit hergeholte Theorie. That's really nice of him. What? In a cold off-putting uses sort of way. Man kann sich auch alles schönreden, Reen. But even so, I'm grateful. Das war so klar. Oh Mann, ey, Reen ist manchmal echt nicht zu helfen. Reinvigorated by Yu's awkward show of kindness, Reen carried his baggage from shop to shop without a single word of complaint. The two spent a long time in each shop they visited, scanning the shelves and putting more and more onto poor Reen's pile. While the experience was exhausting, it did indeed take his mind off of his worries. Der hat es aber sicherlich auch andere Wege gegeben. I get what he's trying to do, but I don't know how much more of this my arms can take. Come on, Ulysses, you can at least take something, anything. Ich glaube, das war ein Nein. Ulysses, something in that magazine catch your eye? What is that? It's not the Imperial Chronicle. Look for yourself. The Noble Alliance marches to victory? The glorious Noble Alliance, led by Duke HIER and Chief of Staff Rufus Albarea, continues their victorious streak. Their quest to carry the country into a new, brighter future feels all the more complete with each new success. And it should only be a matter of time before the foolish Imperial Army is eradicated once and for all. Oh, die Propagandawelle rollt schon wieder. Well, this is quite the article. Not exactly going for the ich habe das Wort schon ganz oft gelesen, ich weiß nicht, wie man es ausspricht. Approach, are they? Of course not. I imagine the writers are just as much under the Alliance's thumb as those at the Imperial Chronicle. They're trying to manipulate public perception of the Alliance in preparation for their rule after the war is won. Both Duke HIER and my brother are thinking of not only how to win the war, but how to control Erebonia afterward. That's how far ahead they're able to think. Sorry, Ulysses, this must be hard on you. Vielleicht sollte er jetzt mal die Sachen tragen, damit du ihn ablenken kannst. Still, that doesn't mean we're going to lose out by not doing the same. Instead of focusing on the way things might be, we should focus on the here and now, what we can do to change things. If we do, I'm sure the future we want will fall into place. Wouldn't you agree? Well, I wouldn't disagree. So, what if they're thinking 3 moves ahead? That all falls apart if we do something to shake up their plans. And that's just what we'll do. We'll get to the future we want. Klingt gut. Hey, to think you're capable of such positivity so soon. But I suppose you still have much more of a capacity for it than I do. I want you back to your usual self as soon as possible, Reen. We won't be able to secure this future of ours otherwise. I'll see what I can do.
Interessant. The shopping complete, they lugged their purchases back to the Courageous, stored them in the ship's hold and went back out into Ruhr. Ich dachte, wir können noch nicht auf die Courageous, weil dann die Story weitergeht. So wurde das erklärt. Naja, kann man mal eine Ausnahme machen, ne? So, Uses. Und sonst so? You're right, Reen. All I can do is stay focused on the present and hope that everything will fall into place. But you should be sure to return to your normal self as soon as you can. We cannot advance together if either one of us is unable to walk. Aber was meint er denn zu seinem normalen Selbst zurückkehren? Der ist doch er selbst. Oder nicht? You're right, Reen. All I can do is stay focused. Okay. Naja, gut. Jetzt bin ich hier in einem Laden. Oh, das ist eine Mission. What? Achso, wahrscheinlich beide aufs Schiff zu holen. Ich glaube nicht, dass jetzt hier eine Quest ist. Ich glaube, Quests gibt es auch gar nicht an den Tagen, wo wir Stopover-Days haben, sozusagen. Mal gucken, was es hier so Schönes gibt. Eine neue Imperial Chronicle. Das heißt Lesetime. Ich hoffe, ich vergesse das nicht, aber wird schon irgendwie. So, gibt es hier noch irgendwas? Ich meine, ich habe jetzt nicht die große Kohle, aber auf jeden Fall nichts Neues im Sortiment, außer die neue Issue 5, die jetzt hier angeboten wird. Exchanged habe ich schon. Na gut. Linda finally found her sister, or maybe it was the other way around. Either way, it's good news. She told me it was her first time working in retail like this, but she still did a pretty good job. And what a nice girl she is. I support her no matter what she decides to do from here. Whatever it is, I hope she gives it her very best. Darauf kannst du dich wohl verlassen bei ihr. Make sure you take good care of her, alright, for me. She's no fighter, so you better not let her get hurt or something, got it? Ja, na, ich hatte jetzt nicht vor, sie im Kampf einzusetzen, es sei denn, sie drängelt sich vor, aber das wird sie nicht tun. Guten Tag. Na, Schwestern? Ah, hello, Rain. Ah, hello, Rain. Can we not do this just for today? Du musst ja einfach merken, was die für Friesen haben. I feel like I should just wear a shirt that says I'm sorry about her or something. Oh, come on, I'm just having a bit of fun with my two best pals. Besides, it's been so long since we've seen each other that she probably missed all the teasing. Really? I'm just so happy to see you again. I was so worried this whole time. I never should have left you alone like that. You must have been really scared. I'm so sorry. I should be the one saying all that. Oh no, here come the tears. Oh no. Wow, you're such a dummy, Linde. There. It's great to see the two of you back together again. Reen, we owe you so much. We might not have ever seen each other again if it weren't for Class 7 and the Courageous. Now it's time for me to return the favor by joining the crew and doing all I can to help out. You better, since I'm gonna keep spicing up your lives as the ship's sexiness officer. Alles klar? That's not I don't think any airship, that's nothing, never mind. I know you're trying to joke to cover up the fact that you're crying, but it's really not working. Boo. But fine, let's just get on that ship. Follow me, I'll show you the way. Alright then. Thanks again, Reen. We'll see you later, okay? See you on board. Wird noch ein bisschen dauern, aber ja, irgendwann ist es dann soweit. So, fraglich, in welcher Rolle Linde dann unterwegs sein wird. Vielleicht machen die zusammen irgendwie einen neuen Shop auf oder so. Ich habe keine Ahnung. So, warte mal, da steht Used. Hier, das habe ich jetzt abgecheckt. Damit sind wir hier im Laden dann einmal durch, ne? Außer, dass ich die Imperial Chronicle noch lesen muss, aber das kommt zu gegebener Zeit. So. Ich bin am Überlegen. Warte mal, da habe ich glaube, das hier, egal wer da steht, das wird das letzte Ausrufezeichen sein. Das habe ich jetzt gerade für mich so beschlossen. Das ist bestimmt Laura, oder? Sieht man das schon von hier? Nee, keine Ahnung. So, meine liebe Emma, wir haben Zeit für dich mitgebracht. This city is so amazing that I almost can't take it all in. It's not so much a different city as it is a different world. Nothing is familiar. I know a lot of our classmates feel this way, but I grew up in such a rural area I can hardly believe what I'm looking at. Yeah, I felt the same the first time I was here. It's a far cry from EMEHR, that's for sure. Still, while you're here, why not walk around and take in the sights? It's a bit intimidating, but there's a lot to see.
That sounds like a fun idea. And Reen, I know it's hard, but I hope things get better for you soon.
Thanks, Emma. I hope so too. Maybe she'd appreciate a guide. Ruhr is a big place and all. Ach, darauf hat wahrscheinlich Justus auch Bezug genommen, dass Reen halt so down ist wegen Vulkan. Aber ich finde, Reen wirkt gar nicht so. Also so, ich finde, der reißt sich doch hier ganz gut zusammen soweit. Okay, yes, natürlich. How about I give you a guided tour of the place? I've been here before, so I should be able to give you a decent one at least. Not Elisa great, but still.
Are you sure you wouldn't mind? I'd love that.
Wir auch, liebe Emma, wir auch.
What a strange sensation. The idea of a moving staircase is incredible, isn't it?
Haha, true enough, this isn't the only one on the continent either size over. I wouldn't be surprised if they were into... Ja, machen wir noch schneller. Alles okay, gar kein Thema.
What's that big structure over there?
An orbit generator, apparently. They provide the energy that this town and its factories need to work. I've heard they have plans to make more of them too. Or at least they had plans. I'm guessing they've been put on hold until the Rheinford company is fully reorganized again.
It's amazing that technology like this actually exists. It's like magic in a way.
Green continued to show Emma around the city, focusing primarily on the things one couldn't find anywhere else. Eventually, their tour came to an end and they decided to stop for a rest. Hat ihr ja auch die Bar gezeigt. Haben sie da vielleicht auch mal angestoßen auf ihren Besuch hier? Ich wette, da würde sich Emma nicht wohlfühlen.
Hugh, there's so much to take in here that my head's still spinning. Every time I thought I'd seen all there was to see, you led me to something else that was even more incredible.
That's the same way I felt the first time I was here. It gets even more incredible when you realize that in a few decades, places that look like this could be the norm.
You may be right, especially with the way technology is always advancing.
Aber will man das? Also fürs Visuelle würde ich eigentlich sagen eher nicht.
It reminds me of something I read in a book once. It said technology that is beyond the comprehension of the observer is indistinguishable from magic.
That's one way to look at it, sure.
But if that is the case, where does it leave witches like me? If people develop new technology, it's embraced with open arms, but our equally convenient magic is feared as heretical. That's why we're forced to live in the shadows, hiding both our existence and our powers away from the people. Is that the only reason we exist? To fulfill duties that nobody even knows about while the world leaves us behind?
Sorry, Emma, I never realized you felt that way.
No, not at all. I'm the one who should be sorry. I didn't mean to ramble at you like this. You're shouldering a far heavier burden than I am right now. Another person's worries are the last thing you need. Even more so when my duty as a witch is to support you. I'm sure Grandmother and Celine would be very annoyed at me right now.
Mach dir darüber keinen Kopf. Reen ist es definitiv nicht. You don't have anything to be sorry for. And honestly, all of your concerns make sense to me. I don't think anyone exists just to fulfill some arbitrary set of duties, especially you.
You really think so?
Sure, you're a witch, but that doesn't have to define who you are as a person. To us, you're Emma, our class president and our friend, who also just so happens to be a witch. Nobody gets to pick how they're born, but everyone deserves to choose how they want to live their life.
I suppose you're right.
So don't let being a witch force you into dedicating your life to fulfilling your duties or whatever. Focus on finding something that you want to do. We're all here to help you do that, you know that, right? Aber das tut sie ja schon. Mit ihrem Beitritt im Literature Club hat sie ja auch ihrer anderen Leidenschaft, sage ich mal, eine Plattform gegeben. You're not alone. I don't think anyone else in our class has figured out exactly how to live their life either.
When you put it that way.
seid doch alle noch so jung. There's no supposing about it, is there? You're right. Thank you, Reen. It might not be easy to find something I want to do for myself, but maybe it's time that I start thinking long and hard about it. If I run into any difficulties, though, you'll be the first person I come to for support. Whenever you need it, I'll be there. Daran besteht definitiv kein Zweifel, würde ich sagen. Oh, ich muss mal kurz einen Schluck Kaffee trinken. Weil guck mal in diesen Übersichten, da siehst du auch nichts mit Level 6 und 7 und hast du nicht gesehen. Oder das ist irgendwie noch versteckt und kommt dann später. Weil guck mal, hier geht's gar nicht mehr weiter. Deswegen hat mich das so überrascht, dass das trotzdem irgendwie noch weiter zu gehen scheint. It was great to walk around and take in the sights with you. Our conversation gave me some real food for thought too. If I need any more advice, you'll be the first person I ask. Darauf wird er vermutlich auch bestehen. Wobei, sie vertraut sich doch bestimmt, bevor sie sich einem Reen anvertraut, erstmal Celine an, oder? Würde ich jetzt vermuten. Ich hoffe, dass Celine im Umgang mit ihr ein bisschen feinfühliger ist. Weil ich glaube, also Emma und Celine, finde ich, ist sowieso, das habe ich glaube ich schon mal gesagt, ne, eine komische Zusammenstellung, weil sie halt so empathisch, liebevoll, ruhig ist und Celine halt so kratzbürstig, aber vielleicht kommen die genau deswegen gut damit aus, keine Ahnung. I guess the Eisengraph's pretty much stuck in Ruhr Station for the time being. Well, better stuck than under Alliance control, right? Now that I think about it, I never went and got what I left in there a while ago. Maybe I should grab it before it starts running again. Maybe I should tag along. It would be kind of cool to take a look around inside too. Na dann, mach mal. That's what we're here for. Mind if I join you, Milliam? We didn't exactly get to look around last time we were in there, and to be honest, I'd kind of like to. I'm not stopping you. In the words of Fee, let's roll. Echt? Sagt Fee das so oft? Ich werde das jetzt nicht mit ihr assoziiert. They spoke to the RMP officers guarding the station and were granted permission to step aboard the Eisengraph. Once inside, they went straight to the front carriage and Milliam found what she was looking for on the engine room's dashboard. Oh, wie süß. Ja, wenn man das so sieht, ey, dann wird einem schon wieder so vor Augen geführt, wie jung sie ist. Sie ist ja eigentlich ein Kind, also nicht, dass ich das jemals ausgeblendet hätte, aber es ist eigentlich krass, was sie in ihren jungen Jahren schon so durch hat. Oh, it's a stuffed bear, a pretty big one too. He's awesome, isn't he? Rams bought him for me a while back as a reward for completing a mission. He did? I'm having a hard time imagining Chancellor Osborne buying someone something so cute as a present. Yeah, guess he didn't seem like the type, huh? He probably bought it for me on a whim. Oh, I wasn't trying to suggest he was a cold-hearted person or anything. Wir haben halt immer nur die eine Seite von ihm kennengelernt, ne? Aber es ist irgendwie beruhigend zu hören, dass er auch anders konnte. Oder dass es ihm nicht egal war, so was mit Milliam passiert und wie sie sich fühlt. Und so kann man ja viele Rückschlüsse draus ziehen. Hey, while we're here, you wanna go do some exploring? I bet the chairs in here are way softer than any sofa you've ever tried. Sure, why not? Still, we are putting the RMP out, remember? We can't spend too long in here. Ja, sie macht das schon. Schön. Schön, dass wir auch mal in einem Zug sind, ohne kämpfen zu müssen. Wir können ja eine Runde Karten spielen. Als Hommage an Teil 1. Man, you weren't kidding. These really are comfy. It was a gift from the Emperor, though. It was a gift from the Emperor, though. Yeah. It's no wonder that it would be so ritzy. Das ist schon wieder dieses komische Wort, was ich nicht kenne. I know, right? I'm jealous of how much he got to use it, too. He got to live it up on his way to the conference in Crossbell. Oh yeah, Prince Oliver and Toa were on board for that trip too. Lang ist's her. What's up? Nothing. Oh, der Song, der ist so traurig, ne, aber auch so schön. I was just thinking about how this train's lost its master. The same way you, Captain Clare, and the other Ironbloods have. Oh, that's true. Guess he can't really live it up anymore if he's dead, huh? Guess he can't really
Nothing we can do about it, though. Crow outsmarted him, and that's that. Still can't believe he actually managed to kill him. I wasn't expecting you to be able to talk about him so impartially. I mean, if you're upset about it, there's no need to force yourself not to let it show, you know.
Why would I be?
When Dad was shot by that Jäger, I was beside myself with worry and anger. And the Chancellor was like a father to all of you, wasn't he? So I'm just saying there's no need to force yourself to seem happy. If you need a shoulder to cry on,
Sorry, I really don't know what you mean. What's it even like to cry anyway?
What do you mean? What's it like to cry? Surely you've done it before. Everyone has.
I'm asking because I seriously don't know.
Das ist aber ganz schön traurig. Also, das ist für ihre frühkindliche Entwicklung, sage ich mal, schon ein bisschen besorgniserregend, oder?
Wait, you're serious?
You've never cried, not once?
I guess not. I felt moved when reading books and felt kinda lonely when someone wasn't there anymore. But being so upset about something that tears come out of your eyes just seems kinda alien to me.
How? She's never cried? Never? She's younger than the rest of us, but by her age most people have done it more than they can count.
Huh? Why? What would you go all quiet for? Are you still down about the stuff with We? Cheer up, okay? It's no fun if you're all gloomy like this.
Nee, das hat, glaube ich, gerade nichts mit Vulkan zu tun, sondern er muss erstmal verarbeiten, was du ihm gerade mitteilst. No, it's okay. I was just having a hard time processing what you were saying. I just want you to remember one thing. To all of us in class 7, you're both a classmate and a friend. If anything were ever to happen to you, all of us would be incredibly upset. Enough to cry a lot. Just remember that.
Okay, I still don't know what you're trying to say, but I keep that in mind. I really like all you guys too. And come on, with how reckless you are, you're gonna run into trouble way before I do.
Fair point, I'll be careful. Das hat jetzt Stoff zum Nachdenken auf jeden Fall mitgegeben. After they finished talking, the two left the Eisengraf, stuffed bear in hand. Okay. Cool. Für die 5 hat es nicht ganz gereicht. Schade eigentlich. Aber sie wird wahrscheinlich häufiger mal in den Kämpfen auch mit dabei sein.
I have to bring him aboard the Courageous with us later. I still don't know what half the stuff you said meant, though. Well, whatever. I'll probably figure it out someday.
Ich wette, es wird hier noch einen krassen Moment geben, wo Milliam zum ersten Mal anfangen wird zu weinen. Was dann so eine krasse Tragweite haben wird, weil wir halt jetzt von ihr erfahren haben, dass sie das gar nicht kennt und noch nie den Anlass dazu hatte. Da bin ich gespannt. Auf den Anlass auch, um Gottes Willen. Jetzt male ich mir schon wieder die schlimmsten Dinge hier aus. Hi, Sheriff. Our factory is open again, yeah. It's time to get back to making Orbital lamps and Orbital stuffs and Orbital fridges and Orbital radios and Orbital everything. It's so good to have work. I mean, what's an engineer without a job? The factory I work at helps support the quality of life for everyone here in Erebonia. It's the kind of job you wanna do right. Na dann, scheint das ja bei dir auf jeden Fall in besten Händen zu sein. Ich guck mal, ob ich jetzt rauskomme. Better stay away from the highways for now. I need to focus on resting up. Ey, das mit der Trial Chest, das nervt mich aber so ein bisschen. Wenn du nicht zufällig die richtigen Leute dabei hast, dann bleibt dir das jetzt scheinbar auf unbestimmte Zeit verwehrt. Das finde ich nicht in Ordnung. So, hier waren wir ja schon drin. Das war das mit Linde und Vivi. Warte mal, dann habe ich jetzt hier um den Platz herum nur noch den RF-Store. Oh, ich habe noch 5 Bonding Points. Wer fehlt denn noch? Laura fehlt. Gaius fehlt. Sarah fehlt. Wo zur Hölle ist Sarah? Bestimmt im Diner. Die hat doch bestimmt wieder ein Bier vor der Nase. Oder gibt's... hier gibt's auch noch jemanden. Da ist die gute Laura. Hello, my friend. Hallo, Edi. Na? I can't believe it was actually right. Because of that, Kleist & Co. now has a major new contract with us, with terms that are hugely favorable for them. That Hugo boy is a businessman to be reckoned with. I had a difficult time dealing with Hugo Kleist not too long ago. How did he manage to predict that this was coming, though? Dem ist nicht zu spaßen. Der wird nicht schlechter in dem, was er tut. Eher im Gegenteil. Alright, that's the last of my business here for the time being. Preparations have been made, dotted lines have been signed. I've just got to get in contact with our capital office. He looks awfully busy. I guess inviting him to join the Courageous can wait until after maintenance is done. Das wird dann wahrscheinlich auch der Moment sein, wo ich dann rüber kann zur Trial Chest, die noch fehlt. Contact with our home office back in the capital and business report. I still need to get that. So much to do, so little time. Story of my life. I'm just gonna leave him be and come back when the Courageous maintenance is done. Okay. Den ersten Teil ist gar nicht vorgelesen, aber der hat sowas Ähnliches vorher auch schon gesagt. So, dann gucken wir jetzt noch hier bei den guten Meister vorbei. Gab es hier noch irgendwas Spannendes? Ey, Mastercourse, es muss bald wieder ein neuer kommen. Wir hatten schon ultra lange keinen mehr, den man hier hätte einkaufen können. Ich glaube, das lasse ich erstmal so lange, bis ich wirklich Geldnotstand habe. Modify Orbment, hier bin ich auch schon länger nicht mehr drin gewesen. Die Stufe 3 Dinger habe ich immer noch nicht. Das heißt, ich kann Valimar aktuell auch gar nicht weiter ausbauen. Also ich kann aber trotzdem die Speed-Dinger in Erwägung ziehen, die noch mit zu ergänzen. Mal gucken, wenn es soweit ist. The factories that turn out consumer products are at least starting to get back up and running again. We did, however, end up signing a contract stipulating that 10% of the goods we receive go to Kleist & Co. I'm impressed a young man like Hugo Kleist was able to predict that this would happen. I'd hear that Hugo Kleist was quite a businessman and a skilled negotiator, and it seems those rumors were true. All we can do is accept defeat. Accept defeat. Ja, mit Hugo sollte man sich vermutlich nicht anlegen in diesem Business. Gut, ihr Lieben, ich habe jetzt eine ganz schwere Entscheidung getroffen. Wir werden das nächste Mal mit Laura starten, denn ich will jetzt noch die Imperial Chronicles lesen und danach werde ich den Part beenden. Wen das also nicht interessiert, bei dem bedanke ich mich jetzt schon mal fürs Einschalten. Und alle anderen herzlich willkommen. Ich mache immer wieder den gleichen Fehler. Es hat sich nichts geändert, denn ja, ich bin erstmal wieder im falschen Menü gewesen. Also, the Twin Dragons Bridge in rebel hands. Our latest cables have suggested that one of the Kreuzen province's main bases is now in the hands of the former Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. The division is said to be pushing for the immediate liberation of the capital, a demand which has been fiercely criticized by the Kreuzen Provincial Army. Further conflict in the region seems likely in the days to come. A visit to Keldik. The Twin Dragons Bridge was not the only place in the region to fall into enemy hands. The nearby town of Keldik, widely known as a trading hub, has been occupied by rebel forces. But for you, dear reader, I have risked life and limb crossing behind enemy lines to offer a picture of life under the brutal heel of the enemy. Actually, the change of control played out rather calmly, said one member of the Septian Church, much to my surprise. Several other citizens informed me that there had been no casualties among them due to the provincial army leaving the area before any battle could take place. In fact, life in the town seemed strangely normal, with even the Grand Market operating on its usual schedule and residents out and about to enjoy some midday shopping. I asked one merchant what she thought the biggest problem facing the town right now was. Without a doubt, it's that with this war on, the Grand Market has become a shadow of its former glory. The fighting can't end soon enough for me, she replied. All in all, things appear surprisingly stable, but it's difficult to say how long this will remain the case. Those considering a visit would be well advised to remain vigilant while in town. Ich glaube, das gilt aktuell für nahezu alle Regionen. Breaking. Marquis Rogner declares neutrality. We've received information stating that Marquis Rogner, one of the leading members of the Noble Alliance, has made a sudden declaration of neutrality and withdrawn from the group. In the wake of this shocking revelation, we've reached out to the Noble Alliance's own Chief of Staff, Rufus Abarea, and he was and he has kindly granted us an exclusive interview. Oh, das gab's hier bisher, glaube ich, noch nie. Interviewer. The fall of the Twin Dragons Bridge is still fresh in the minds of the nation, but we've been hearing reports that Marquis Rogner has withdrawn from the Noble Alliance. Is there any truth to these rumors? Chief of Staff Rufus Alberea, henceforth Lord Alberea. I must apologize for the uncertainty this matter must have aroused within the general public. Allow me to clarify the matter here by confirming that this is indeed the case. Shocking, but wouldn't that mean the situation is likely to take a turn for the worse for the Noble Alliance's efforts in Eastern Erebonia? Not at all. I imagine a journalist as well informed as yourself has a good idea how many rebels remain in that part of the country. It's true that all the reports have suggested the vast majority have been eliminated. Precisely. The current situation was always within the realm of possibility, and nothing about it calls the Noble Alliance's dominance into question. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if His Grace Marquis Rogner had a change of heart and returned to the Alliance in short order. Wenn ich lese Change of Heart, ich kann nicht anders als sofort an Persona 5 zu denken. We extend our deepest gratitude to Lord Alberea for taking time out of his busy schedule to answer our questions so clearly and concisely. At the end of our interview, he took my hand and asked for my cooperation in helping bring about a bright future for Erebonia. I was truly honored to meet a man who so embodies the dignity of the nobility. Oh, ich glaube, der ist so ein Blender, ey. In Teil 1 mochte ich den so gerne, aber jetzt in Teil 2, auch wie der hier den Reporter so gelobt hat, ne? Der ist einfach ein ultra intelligenter Mensch. So dieses I imagine a journalist as well informed as yourself, das ist so dieses Zuckerbrot und Peitsche. Ich glaube, das beherrscht er ganz gut. So, weiter im Text. Society. Marquis High Arms sends aid. Marquis High Arms has taken steps to recognize and deal with the ongoing refugee problem by offering aid to displaced citizens in his domain, the Sutherland province. When questioned by a journalist from this publication about his motives, he simply responded, "As head of one of the four great houses, I have a duty to use my power to help people in need." He went on to pledge further aid in the future if and when the need arises. The citizens of the Sutherland province clearly owe their deepest thanks to His Grace the Marquis for his bountiful kindness and generosity. His gesture is certain to go a long way toward inspiring all people to come together and support each other during these difficult times. Incident. Neutral force on the Western Front? Fragezeichen. News is spreading that a mysterious group calling itself the Winds of Freedom have begun appearing in Western Erebonia. They are currently believed to be asserting their neutrality while aiding civilians caught up in the region's conflicts. These and other activities seem to support that claim, but their true objective remains unknown. The Noble Alliance, however, has been urging citizens to be wary of the strange group, as there remains a very real possibility that it may be a criminal organization with malicious ulterior motives. Das klingt aber schwarzmalerisch. Das klingt wie so eine sich neu aufbäumende Bracer-Guild oder so, wenn die sagen, dass es in erster Linie darum geht, Civilians unter die Arme zu greifen. Nun gut, also ich glaube, diese Winds of Freedom, die sollte man sich mal merken. Die werden bestimmt in Bälde hier noch eine gewichtige Rolle spielen. Gut, ihr Lieben, wir werden beim nächsten Mal mit Laura starten. Nur noch mal so für mich zur Orientierung, weil ich jetzt wahrscheinlich wieder ein paar Tage Pause machen werde. Zum Path, da kommen wir nicht raus. Hier auf dem Platz haben wir alles. Das heißt nur noch diese westlichste Ecke, die fehlt noch. Und ja, das sollten wir aber beim nächsten Mal dann geklärt kriegen und dann auf die Courageous rüber switchen und dort die Haupthandlung wieder weiter vorantreiben. Ich bin auf jeden Fall gespannt, was hier noch so passiert, vor allen Dingen auch, was Laura zu erzählen hat. Aber für heute bedanke ich mich fürs Einschalten und würde mich sehr freuen, wenn ihr auch beim nächsten Mal wieder mit dabei seid. Macht's gut und bis dahin, wenn ihr mögt. Ciao!